with a very scientific approach. He is also a leading exponent of Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and he has developed a unique style of teaching based on these sutras. He is also a certified counselor and psychotherapist, and he is regularly invited to teach and give talks and make presentations on yoga at various organizations in India and abroad. So today I welcome him here with us at Bharati Vidyashram to help us in learning and practicing these practices for betterment of our lives. So thank you, Ashit ji, and you can take it from here.
Can we begin with Asatoma Sadgamaya?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. And Swati ji, if you want to begin recording, that's fine too.
Yeah, I've started already.
Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Can I just say one more thing? If anybody has a question while Ashit is speaking, please put it on the chat or wait to the end of the class to ask questions. But if you put it on chat, it would be helpful for me to read it to them rather than everybody speaking at the same time. Thank you.
I am speechless. It's so nice to be with all of you. Such an august gathering with Adhyatmic bent of mind. It's wonderful. Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. That is incorrect. You are already Amrit. If you understand the Siddhanta of Karma, the theory of Karma tells you that you don't die. You see? You don't die. What will happen to the consciousness? See, you all know the laws of physics, that energy cannot be generated, energy cannot be destroyed. It only changes forms. So is your consciousness a form of energy? Is it? Have you thought about it? So if it is a form of energy, after you drop this consciousness has infused your body. This consciousness has infused your body. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. That is the first shloka of Ishavasya Upanishad. Is there some audition? Okay, am I not audible? I can see some messages.
Hari Om, sorry to interrupt. Is everyone able to hear well? I hear an echo. Is everyone able to hear well, or is it
No,
just...
we can't hear. It's actually breaking up.
Yep.
It's breaking up?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, let me try moving.
Stable, let me just try moving. Oops.
It's little volume, it's little feeble, but it's there is no echo on my side, but it's little
breaking
a
up.
little louder.
Yeah, louder might help. Yeah.
Yeah, make your
louder may help.
Yeah, louder, and also increase your incoming volume. And I'm trying to move to another place, see if my internet would be better. That could be one of the reasons.
Now, okay, now, is there an echo to my voice?
It's echo
Are,
also,
are
and
you
it's
are you able to? Are you too far from the computer, Ashit ji? Wherever the mic
No,
is, there
no,
seems to be an echo.
I'm not far. I'm just a hand distance away, arm distance away.
Okay.
So,
Is this any better?
Yes, yes, it's
Okay.
better now.
Okay, I got closer to my modem. Let's see if that helped.
is there an echo right now? Is there an echo?
yeah,
It-
it's better now.
It's better. It's better.
It's better.
It's better. Thanks, Ashit ji.
No,
Thanks for the-
because no, this is very important because if you're not able to hear me, and if you're not able to catch my rambling, then there is no point to this talk.
It's perfect right now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. So, what will happen to the consciousness? What will happen to your consciousness when you die? Is it going to dissolve? Is it going to dissipate? Or will it be carried forward? Because you know, yoga has meaning if you believe that your consciousness is an entity which is going to carry forward after you are dead. We are not talking about yoga as it is understood in the world today. You know, the contemporary definitions of yoga. We are not talking about yoga. We are talking about yoga.
Is he frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like, yeah. Oh, he left.
Yes, he's.
Yeah, hold on.
Maybe you're trying to change
I'm
your
sorry.
service provider and see if that helps.
Just give me a few seconds. Okay. So I was talking about the Siddhanta of karma, the theory of karma, and the theory of karma says that you never die. The consciousness, which is a form of energy, which is infused in this material body, which is going to age and which is going to drop one day. But what will happen to this energy form of consciousness, which has so many things with it? It has got memories, it has got samskar, it has got desires, it has got thought patterns, so many things with it, inside of it. So what will happen to it? Will it carry forward? Will it get infused in another life form? You see, half knowledge is dangerous. Moreover, half knowledge is useless. You will perpetuate your avidya. If you want to be on the path of spirituality, and what is the path of spirituality, by the way? Where does it end? Where does it lead you? It leads you to be swastha. Swastha. Swarupe avasthanam. Swarup. Swarup means the original you. Avasthanam means to be established in the original you. And that original you is eternal. That original you does not need to become Amruta because it is Amruta. But when that original you is encased in this body or any form, it is infested with ego. That this is me, this is I, me, mine. Ego. So the original you gets covered. It gets maligned by labels. Mr. So-and-so, Dr. So-and-so, and so-and-so, and so-and-so. And that so-and-so is temporal. That so-and-so, because it is temporal, cannot give you permanent contentment. Don't you want permanent contentment, which is intrinsic and not extrinsic, which is not dependent upon outside factors? Don't you want it? Do you think it is impossible to achieve? What do you want? What is the goal of your life? Have you come to some conclusion? What do you want to be? What do you want to take with you if that consciousness we are talking about is a form of energy and it is going to transcend into another form after you drop this body? What do you want? What do you want it to take with it? Or what do you want it to leave behind? Have you thought about this? Are you all the time, all your life going to run after gurus? Is your search ever going to end? Have you seen the end? Do you have a goal? Or is it still vague? See, you'll have to answer these questions if you, in the first case, if they arise in your mind. There is a Patanjali Sutra, Parinam Tapa Samskara Dukkaihi Gunavrutti Virodhacha Dukkham Eva Sarvam Vivekina. It's a very important sutra. So he says that, okay, you experience everything. Nobody is asking you to come on the path of you. You live your life. You go through this cycle. Be happy, be sad, be joy, be suffer, everything, all the shades, all the colors, the entire palette of your life. Experience it. Again and again, again and again. And one day, if you think that there is something more than this, there's something more, a little more, perhaps there is a different realm of existence. Friends, see, there are so many realms of existence that we don't know of. Just 100 years ago, we did not know X-rays. X-rays. We did not know about the existence of X-rays just 100 years ago. Does that mean that X-rays did not exist? So likewise, there are different levels of existence, the realms of which we are not aware. You look at the electromagnetic spectrum, your radio waves and infrared and ultraviolet, then you look at the entire spectrum, Google it, and you'll see that the Vibgyor is only this much. It's just a speck. It's just a speck we know about. See, these are fundamental questions which you will have to address. If not in this life, in some life. So do you want to carry on? Carry on. If you want to pause, reflect, contemplate, then Patanjali says, Atha Yoga Anushasana. There's the first sutra. And now there is a purport behind that now. That now. Atha. Just because your neighbor is going to the yoga class and you want to share those extra pounds, you walk into a yoga class. That is yoga. That is not yoga. So if you want this transformation, then Atha Yoga Anushasana. 2000 years ago, this sage called Patanjali systematized the entire knowledge of yoga till date into 195 aphorisms. That is sutras. That is the body yogic. It is one of the 6 philosophies which burgeoned from the Vedas. In the Hindu school of thought. The 6 schools, you must have heard about them: Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Purva Mimamsa, Uttar Mimamsa, means Vedanta, Sankhya, and the pinnacle, Yoga Darshan of Patanjali. It is said that he wrote 3 books, one on grammar, one on Ayurveda, and one on yoga. But we will not go into that. We will first address that whether this is essential for us or not. Whether I need it or not. If I don't need it, why would I pursue it? everybody will agree that maximizing life, minimizing distress, and enhancing joy is the purpose of your living. Don't you want to maximize your life? Don't you want to minimize your distress? And don't you want to enhance the joy of living? It is not you alone. Everybody wants that. Yoga Sutra is a real-time romance with life. It is a workbook of how to live. Those 195 aphorisms, the sutra, they encompass every facet, each and every facet of your life. But it is a welcome sutra. It is a welcome message. Atha Yoga Anushasanam. At the same time, it is a warning message that don't step on this path. Or at least don't call it yoga. You can call it yoga and do whatever you want to do. There is only one commandment in Vedas, and that is Manurbhava. Become humane. You just happen to be born in human species. That doesn't mean that you have become Manushya. So there is only one commandment in the Vedas, Manurbhava. Become human. Become human, or rather human. So for that, you have to walk on certain tenets. The tenets are very simple. You know what is the problem? We are trying to separate something which is connected. That is we, the people. We are trying to separate something which is connected. So Patanjali asks very simple and basic fundamental questions. He says that, would you like it if someone commits violence against you? Whether that violence is physical, verbal, mental, non-verbal. What is your answer? You would say no. Then Patanjali asks you that, would you like it if somebody is untruthful to you? And you say no. And then he asks, would you like it if somebody is stealing from you? And you say no, of course not. Then he asks, would you like somebody squandering the resources of this nature around you? And you will say, of course not. And then he will ask you, would you like somebody hoarding things, hoarding things for his own personal gain, the things that everybody should have? Would you like that? And you will be horrified and you will say, no, 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 of course not. So then Patanjali will say, these are the yamas. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. This, if you want this, then you be like this, right? If you want this, you be like this. This is so simple, so basic, so fundamental. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. Here I will just make a small footnote. Brahmacharya does not mean celibacy. Brahmacharya means Brahma ke anusar acharan, which begins with not squandering the resources of nature, because nature is Brahma. Okay? Celibacy as Brahmacharya, it is a happening which happens at a very advanced stage of Vairagya. And Vairagya also, let me tell you, it is not dispassion. Rather, Vairagya is being extremely passionate and totally in love with the higher principle. That is Vairagya. And that celibacy, as you understand, as Brahmacharya, is a fallout. Because when you get something which is eternal, a joy, an ecstasy, which is eternal, then that celibacy is a fallout. Okay, so don't be under any confusion there. So anyway, so these are the 5 tenets of Yama. Ahimsa, Satya, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha. If you want that, then you behave like that. Right? With the world. So what is your relationship with the world? You cannot escape your relationship with the world. You like it or not. 24/7, there is a connect. There is a connect. You are responsible. Whether you accept it or not, whether you know it or not, doesn't make a difference. Would you like to be clean in body and in your mind, clean mind, clean body? Would you like to be like that? He's asking again. And you say, oh yes, of course. I would like to be clean in my thoughts, clear thoughts, clear emotions, and clean body. And yes, of course, I would like to be clean. Then he asks you that, would you like to be content? Content. What is contentment? Intrinsic is contentment. A contentment, santosh, it is called santosh, which does not depend on extrinsic factors. It does not project, it does not rationalize, because it is intrinsic. I am content as is, where is, basis, as is, as in now. That is santosh. Would you like to be like that? And you say, yes. Yes, indeed. Then he asks you, would you like to be a fighter, a striver for your goal, a man of conviction, a man of confidence? Would you like to be like that? A man of grit, unshakable. And you say, yes, I want to be like that. Then he'll ask you, would you like to be a very thoughtful person, an introspective person, a person who reflects? There's a very beautiful word, Simalokan, that looking back, when a lion walks his path, he walks some path and then he stops and then he looks back like this, The path he has walked like a king. Introspection about the wonderful things you have done. Introspection also about the not so wonderful things you have done. So would you like to be a introspective, a thoughtful, a reflective, an intelligent person who understands the workings of his own mind? And you would say, oh my, yes, of course. Yeah, yeah. And then he will ask you, would you like to have some principle in your life in which you believe? Whatever happens, whatever maybe, whatever ups and downs you go through in your life, would you like to have an unshakable a belief, a principle in which you believe? And naturally, you would say, yes, I would like to have such a strong principle in which I strongly believe, a principle which will guide me through the ups and downs of my life. I would like to have it in my life. These are the niyamas: Shaucha, Santosha, Tapa, Swadhyaya, Ishwar, Pranidhana. This is your relationship with yourself. Whose onus it is? Your relationship with yourself. Whose onus it is? Is it the onus of your spouse? Is it the onus of your parents? Is it the onus of the society? No. Excuse me. No. They have their own onus, as you have your own onus. So your relationship with yourself, who's going to take care of it? Your relationship with the world, who is going to take care of it? What are the principles which will guide these relationships? This is the yama and niyama of the first two limbs of the yoga of 8 limbs as propagated by Patanjali. So yoga begins here. Yoga does not begin on the mat or a studio for that matter. Yoga begins here with your relationship with the world, your relationship with yourself. Yama, niyama, and then Patanjali talks about asana. You know, out of the 195 aphorisms, 3 aphorisms are on asanas and 5 are on pranayam. So 3 plus 5 is 8. Out of 195 aphorisms, 8 are on asana and pranayam, upon which this trillion-dollar industry of yoga has mushroomed in the world, and nobody bothers about what the remaining 187 sutras are about. And that is life. They cover all the facets of your life. And Patanjali does not name a single asana. He only tells you what should be the resultant asana, what should be the fruit of asana. The various postures, what you know as yoga, they all come in Hatha Yoga Pradipika. That is a Hatha Yoga. And there also in Hatha Yoga Pradipika, which is a canonical scripture, as far as yoga as you know, that yoga on the mat is concerned, in that canonical scripture, the very first shloka says that Kevalam Raja Yogaya Hatha Vidya Upadishyate. The fellow who wrote that book was Swatmaram. तो ये स्वात्माराम जी कहते हैं that केवलम राजयोग, केवल और केवल वो पतंजलि ने जो बोला ना कि मेरे को आसन का रिजल्ट ऐसा चाहिए, that fellow Patanjali said that I want the asana to be like this. So to achieve that Patanjali fellow's result, I am giving you this knowledge of Hatha Yoga. Do you understand? So that yoga which you know on the mat, that is not the end. It is a very tiny part of the entire spectrum. The sutra is Sthira Sukham Asanam. How an asana should be. Asana means seat. So you have to make the seat of your body. Right now you are sitting on something, right? You're sitting on a chair right now. So that chair is your seat and you are sitting in that chair. In yoga, your body becomes the seat and your chitta sits in that chair, in that seat, which is your posture. Now that posture should be such that you should be able to hold it for a duration without any hindrance. That is how the asana should result in. You see, your every single act by your body, every posture of your body has an associated breath. Okay, if you're running, your breath is different. If you're walking, your breath is different. If you're sitting but agitated, your breath is different. If you're fidgeting, your breath is different. If you're still, your breath is different. So your body posture affects your breath. So does your emotions. When you're angry, your breath is different. When you're calm, your breath is different. When you are in love, you're making love, your breath is different. When you're grieving, your breath is different. So your emotions, the state of your mind is affecting your breath. So Patanjali says Sthira Sukham Asanam, which means that a still body, the breath that will evolve when your body becomes still, and Ananta Samapatti is the state of your mind. So he says to achieve this Sthira Sukham Asanam, you have to do Prayatna, Shathilya and Ananta Samapatti. These are the techniques, I'm not going to go into those details right now. But I'm just telling you that your breath is affected by your posture and the thoughts and the emotions in your mind. So to put your thoughts in a particular state, to put your body in a particular state, and then a particular breath will evolve. Pranayam is to be done on that breath. Do you understand? Pranayam has got, it has a huge significance. That is not, you go for a jog, you come back from a jog and you sit and you're watching TV and you do something like this, you do and you call that, oh, I did pranayam. That is not pranayam. That is, you can call it shvasayam. That is not pranayam. Because there is a specific sutra there. Tasmin sati shvasa prashvasa yor gati vicheda pranayama. So tasmin sati means upon that. Upon that. Upon what? So the sutra before is that sthira sukham asana. Prayatna shaitilya ananta samapatibhyam. So there is a requirement. When that requirement is fulfilled, a particular breath will ensue. Pranayam has to be practiced on that breath. That will result in withdrawal of senses, which is called pratyahara. Ahara means food. So the food of your sense organs, your 5 sensory organs, their food is outside. Right? Eyes see outside, ear hear out, everything. The windows of these sensory organs, they open outside. But in pranayam, when you are doing pranayam, on that breath, those windows, they close, they turn inward, and they open inside. There is a disconnect here with the outside world. And there is a connect here with the inside world. Pratyahar is the threshold. Here ends the Bahiranga sadhana, and the door of the Antaranga sadhana has opened for you. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. That is the progression. Very beautifully put. Desha Bandha Chittasya Dharana. Desh means location, which means object of meditation. The object which you have chosen for meditation. In Patanjali Yoga, to choose an object for meditation is necessary initially, because it is always Sabija Samadhi first and then Nirbija. Basically, your chitta cannot exist unless it is clinging to something. And meditation means clinging to something continuously. Actually, your chitta is always in meditation. You are in meditation 24/7. But the problem is that the object of meditation keeps on changing every single second. Do you understand? Your chitta is made for meditation. It has to cling to something. And when you are successful in clinging to one object for a duration, it is meditation. So the first stage is dharana. Chitta bandha is like, this is Hatkadi, bandha. तो पकड़ लिया, वो सब्जेक्ट को, ऑब्जेक्ट को पकड़ लिया. And but the mind is like a monkey. Mind is a monkey. So it jumps. It jumps. It goes from this tree to that tree. Why tree? It goes from this jungle to that jungle. And then again you catch it, bring it back. So you get a moment of dharana. It goes away. Again moment of dharana. Again goes away. Again moment of dharana. When these moments start coming closer and they become a continuity. Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. When there is ekatanata, there is continuity. That is meditation. But in meditation also there is a trinity. There is a meditator. There is the object of meditation. And there is the process of meditating by which the object is being reflected on the mirror of your chitta, and the faculty of your consciousness is looking into that mirror and identifying with the object. So there is a process. So there is a trinity here in meditation. That you as the meditator, the object of meditation, and the process. Now when your meditation becomes deeper, you disappear. Tadevarth matra nirbhasam svarupa shunyam eva samadhi. You disappear. The awareness of the process disappears, and only the object shines forth. As if you have become the object, as if you are the Ishavasya of that object. When these three things happen together like this, for an adept yogi, it is called sanyama. It is a technical term of yoga. And these are the 8 limbs. Yama niyama asana pranayama pratyahara dharana dhyana samadhayoho ashtau angani. They have been called the anga, that is your limbs. Now you, as you cannot walk without your 4 limbs, your 4 limbs go with you, right? You can't say that, I'm walking on only 2 limbs, 2 limbs I've kept at home today. You can't say that. And so with yoga, if you're doing yoga, all the 8 limbs travel together. The yama and niyama is dharma. Yama and niyama is dharma. Do not confuse dharma with religion. For dharma, there is no parallel word in English. Dharma is Sanatan. Sanatan means ever new, which means it doesn't become old, which means that it is eternally relevant. You understand? Please don't go with the wrong meanings of the word, especially here in India. Sanatan means they think that, I don't know what they think. But the meaning of Sanatan is eternally relevant. It was relevant 10,000 years ago. It is relevant today. It will be relevant 10,000 years later. And Manusmriti says, Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. जो धर्म का रक्षण करेगा, धर्म उसका रक्षण करेगा. Now today's religions don't do that. Those religions were meaningful when they were formed 2000 years ago, 800 years ago. Today they have become redundant. Today in the world, we need one common platform as a religion. and which is this dharma, a very, very simplified 5 tenets of yama, 5 tenets of niyama. That's it. So if you want to know what you can contribute to the world, understand the purport of Patanjali's yama and niyama. That is a very, very valid contribution we can do to this world in which we are walking the path together. So Patanjali Yoga Sutras is a workbook. Yes, you can, somebody has asked a question. You can read you just pick up any book on the Yoga Sutras. There are many, many people who have written on the Yoga Sutras. You pick up any book and start studying, start reading. And I am always there, so you can connect with me if you have any questions, any doubts, if you want to go deeper in this study. I would be very glad to share my thoughts and experience with you. Okay? Let's stop here today. If you have any questions or you'd like to say anything.
Do you recommend any specific author for reading about?
Yeah, there is a good book by Dr. Karam Belkar. His name is Dr. Karam Belkar. You will get that book on Amazon. That book is used as a textbook on the sutras at Kaivalya Dham, Lonavala. Kaivalya Dham is a very reputed institute in India, about 100 years old. And they are using this book as a textbook for their course. So the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali by Dr. Karam Belkar, and another book written by Edwin Bryant. He lives in, I think, Los Angeles, and he is a professor of Indology. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali by Edwin Bryant. That is an academic book because he has given references of other authors, but it is a good book for the study. So these two books I can recommend offhand, but you should read everything that you get your hands on about the sutras.
Edwin Bryant's is also in English. Is Dr. Karam Belkar's in English too? Or?
English, yes. Okay.
There is one more question in the chat.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, from Lakshmi. He's saying, is Patanjali's Yoga Sutra entirely inward looking? Does it transform into outward looking towards society as well?
Yes. See, the yama which I was talking about is your relationship with the society. And niyama I was talking about is your relationship with yourself. So outward and inward both has to be there. We are interacting with this world 24/7, outwardly as well as inwardly. We have to take cognizance of both.
That's great. Thank you.
And then Chitraji says, just divine introduction to the Yoga Sutras, and there are thank yous there. Our dear Abhi, who has attended your 8 sessions on Yoga Sutras, she says so happy to have so happy to have rejoined this session today along with Lok. Ashit ji, the knowledge you imparted in the last series have helped us immensely in our path. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. And who said why only yogasanas got so much popularity while other sutras are barely known to common people? Because
Manisha is
nobody
asking
wants
that.
to change. Nobody wants to change. Change provokes anxiety. So when we actually, we are the people who live in pretense. When it comes for transformation, when it comes to transformation, people back off. People don't change because that maxim is true that known pain is better than the fear of unknown. Your chitta is scared. Your mind, the neural circuitry is established. So listen to this is a very important point. Manisha. I think Manisha has put it up. It's very important.
Yeah.
Yoga is reordering the pre-ordered circuits. Remember this. There is a neural circuitry in your brain. Your mind flows along that circuitry. It flows along the set channels. It doesn't want to change. It is pre-ordered. So yoga is reordering the pre-ordered patterns of thought.
Are you reading, Ashit, or should I read for you there?
No,
There are
I'm
more.
reading.
Okay.
I'm reading.
Good.
Thank you, everybody. Oh yes, yeah. Yoga, pranayam, and asana are only two anga, only two limbs. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. These are the 8 limbs, and that makes the body yogic.
For all the people who are saying here that they thought Yoga Sutras were just pranayam asanas or they never knew about it, we regularly have a series of talks by Ashit, usually 8 talks. We might be starting another one in March. If anybody is interested, we can let Manisha know.
Listen, if you see, you have heard the term Brahma Vidya, So, if Upanishads is the theoretical part of Brahma Vidya, then Yoga Sutra is the practical part of Brahma Vidya. Any science gets completed by these two, theory and practical, both. Now, Patanjali has included theory as well. So the sutras are really complete, but their value is unmatched as far as the practical aspect is concerned. Because he takes you step by step. ये किया तो ये होता है, ये किया तो ये होता है, ये किया तो ये होता है, तो करो और अनुभव करो. वो अनुभव का शास्त्र है. योग दर्शन, योग सूत्र ये अनुभव का शास्त्र है. ये academic शास्त्र नहीं है. You have to live it. You have to. It has to percolate at the cellular level. You understand? It has to percolate in the cellular consciousness. That is the power of the sutras. Okay.
Ashitji,
Yes, Abhi.
I wanted to say thank you again. Missed those classes, but happy that Swati said there is another series coming.
Yeah, in March we will have Yoga Sutras, and then Abhi, you missed the Upanishads. We also had Upanishads, 8
Oh, I'm
classes
sorry.
on those also, and we'll be doing those in future.
Okay.
I'll keep Manisha posted because I don't have contacts of everyone, and Manisha can pass on to anybody who's interested. We do
Yeah,
that
sure.
through our yoga studio.
I'm so happy to share my thoughts with you all. And
Yeah.
stay connected. If you have any questions, if you pick up a book tomorrow and you come across any questions, please feel free to connect with me. Okay?
Yeah, I got connected with Swati ji and Ashit ji last year thanks to coronavirus. And I thought I was late in the game learning about such fundamentals thing. And I'm actually surprised seeing the responses in the chat that no, I was not the only one. And I feel very surprised why all this basic information, our own information, right, written all over India in our scriptures, how come we are so disconnected from it? I'm very surprised, and I really thought I'm the only one so uninformed. And these responses are very surprising for me. So at least now I'm not feeling that bad that I was late in the game. But yeah, and I was taking notes. I have literally filled 2 pages here, and these are just the introduction. There is so much more. And yeah, I attended one of your pranayama first Yoga Sutra session. It was early this year or sometime last year, and I was very impressed.
Yeah, I think you attended the yamas and niyamas. We did two lectures on yama niyamas only.
Yeah, this year, and then last year I attended the pranayam.
Pranayam, yeah.
So I'm definitely looking forward to the March series, and I'll share the information here too with others.
I know Donna also said she will be interested. I'm not sure if you have contacts of Donna, because I don't have anybody's contacts here except few the ones I know. But we'll keep you posted when that happens.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing, like, the theoretical and the practical side of it that he brings is what was very special for me, the passion with which the knowledge was shared, but also the quality of those practices, the details of the postures, and those were extraordinary. Just wanted to share my experience that I had.
Great. My Guruji told me one thing, key knowledge is to be distributed. You don't hold it. तो उन्होंने कहा कि अगर बांटोगे तो सोना होगा, रखोगे तो मिट्टी बनेगा. I think that was and it is my principle of life, तो जो भी ज्ञान आपको प्राप्त होता है.
Can you say that in English, because we have done? I'm not sure if she understands.
Yeah.
The word.
Yes. So my guru told me that if you distribute your knowledge, it will become gold, and if you retain it, it will become mud. That is what he said. So, and he never held anything. He never held anything. No secrets, nothing. Whatever knowledge he gained from his experience, from his learning, from his years of life, he distributed. And that is how knowledge has to be passed on. That is how I am able to talk to you. This is not mine. It has been passed on to us. The sutras, they are coming from 2000 years ago. So this is our heritage. This is the legacy we carry. And we have to give it in full, in totality, right? Okay. So, shall we say bye-bye?
Manisha ji, you're on mute.
Yeah, thank you so much again, Ashish ji. It was very eye-opening discussion, lot of learning, helping us think through what should be our goals of life, how should we be introspecting and thinking about ourselves, how we can connect with the world or the supreme consciousness. So very eye-opening. Thank you so much again. And I'll hand it over to Chitraji. I think you wanted to talk about some upcoming events.
I think we lost Chitraji, right? So looks like Chitraji dropped accidentally. So thank you so much. This was a very enlightening program. Just like Manisha ji said, I was so ignorant before this program, not even knowing what the Yoga Sutras are all about. I thought it was just yoga and asanas. It's a lot more than that. So thank you so much. And we intend to conduct on behalf of Bharati Vidyashram, we intend to conduct programs like this on a regular basis. So thank you for everyone who joined today. In the interest of the whole Sanatan that Ashitji talked about and the tradition that Bharat brings to us, on 6th of March, we will be conducting a Natya Mela. So this is about the ancient forms of dance from India. So it's going to be eminent experts in the dance field coming in and talking about what those dances represent. So it's a program on 6th of March. We would be sending out communication to everyone. Please join, please spread the word. This is all about sharing the wisdom from who does have the wisdom, who doesn't have the wisdom. So that's all.